How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So, in this video, I want to go and give you a full rundown of my plate carrier. So, first off, why would you even care about me talking about this? Well, specifically, I have been running armor for almost a decade now in my everyday job. And this particular setup I have been running for about 3 years straight. So every single day within my job, I have to arm up with a pistol and a rifle and carry armor with me. I roughly wear this setup anywhere between 14 and 16 hours every work day. So I have a lot of time in this particular kit, and I have a lot of time, manipulating weapon systems around it, and I've kind of figured out a way that works for me. Granted, this works for me, not you and your specific suit. I'm just trying to give you options or ideas that you might also want to run a plate carrier like this. But over the years and years and years I've been wearing armor, this is kind of a okay-ish setup. It kind of always evolves, honestly. All the gear does to what tailor or what suits you, better. But right now, this is what we're running. So to get into the actual plate carrier itself, so specifically who makes it. So this is a Trident Tactical Geronimo 2. So this is a marine, or as in watercraft, not as in Devil Dog, but it is a marine-based plate carrier. How it is that way, or why it is that way, is underneath this little flap right here is a pull tab. And if you pull this, it actually releases the buckles here and on the sides as well. So if you would ever go into the water and have all this weight on you, you could possibly drown. So they built that feature in so you can pull it and the plates will literally fall away from your body so you don't drown, which is pretty good to go, good idea. And the job that I was doing prior to where I am right now, I was full watercraft out on the ocean. My job was security and law enforcement for a couple years out on the water. So that feature was definitely necessary for what I was doing at that specific time. Now I'm no longer doing that specific job anymore, just security and law enforcement still. So moved over to this and I kept the plate carrier. So I'm going to give you a rundown on specifically what I have kind of going on up here. So I run 3 mags in the front. I have 1 on my left and 2 on my right. I am a right-handed individual, but we are required to carry that many magazines. Would I particularly carry this many if I didn't have to? No, I would probably run only 3 and 1 in the gun specifically itself. But where I am at, I'm required to have all this ammunition on me. So I do like the bungees. The tethers work really well. If you're moving around or doing stuff, it doesn't allow for your magazines to come out. So moving over, I do have a whistle. So communication-wise, it's very key. Most people are like, why do you have a whistle there? Well, if you've ever been in and around people that employ weapon systems regularly, they are extremely loud. When you start shooting, pistols, rifles, and light machine guns towards an opposition, you cannot hear commands when you have, 12 people all engaging. So you need something to get above and something different than all that drowning gunfire noise, and whistles are a specific key for that. It works very well. If I do a certain blast, my troops know, hey, what's like we need to progress, or we need to retreat or set up a flank, that type of stuff. So moving over, I also have a Viz pen, which I do a lot of whiteboard or, other things like that. It's better than using paper, in my opinion, because I can literally just wipe it off. If I'm getting dispatched to something, I literally carry a whiteboard in my patrolman's kit next to me, so I can just literally jot down a building number or an address or situation or a person I'm supposed to make contact with, and at the end of the day, I can just wipe it all down, or I'll take a photo of it so I can archive it later for when I'm doing my reports, but then I can just wipe it off. Moving over, I do have trauma shears. Trauma shears I have found more utilitarian basis, honestly, to be better than honestly medical. So there's not too many situations I've needed trauma shears for medical-based situations, but for utilitarian, all the time, honestly, like cutting all kinds of stuff. Yes, I carry a knife on me, but I find to have more control with scissors, especially if you're running flex cuffs, which is in the back here. Do not use a knife. That is a really dumb way of doing things. If you are cutting them off of somebody, that is exactly how you end or put that knife into someone's wrist. And when they're in your custody, you are in control of them. So whatever occurs to them while they're being detained is on you. So when you're trying to release them, you know, scissors, especially these, much more useful. Moving over, I do have a handcuff key, and it is on a specific lanyard. So while I'm using it, if I need to drop it, it comes immediately back to me, and I don't have to worry about my handcuff key getting dropped on the ground for some odd reason. At night, it'll just disappear. Literally, if it's dark out and you drop something, it's gone. Over here as well, this is my BS pen or my give out pen, not my nice, expensive, right in the rain report pen. This is the one that I give out to people to do reports with, because I don't want them stealing my nice pen. Also, I have a Write in the Rain pencil. Sometimes the reports are required to be in pencil. Some of them, it's kind of weird, but that's also required. Another magazine pouch here, but I converted it or just kind of placed my maps and then also my 2 notebooks. So I have them in 2 different colors. This one is a field interview card or a field interview notebook. Really handy, honestly. I'll show you. I'll probably just roll a photo in so you can actually see what it has on it. And then this is a blank one. So they're used for different things. So immediately when I look down, you know, opening this up, I can see, oh, I need to go for my field interview card or this because it's brown or black. I know the difference between the 2. Not having the same color, because then I'll have to like, okay, well, let me open it up. And then I open it and be like, nope, that's the wrong one. It's just too much of a hassle. Do them color-coded. Works much better. Moving on to the center line of my plate carrier, I have my tourniquet right here, and it is center line roughly in the body or in the center of my body, so both hands can access it, you know, depending on what hand or gets injured or if I'm busy doing something or whatnot. Center line of my body, that's how I like it to be set up. I also carry one on the right hand side, so I carry specifically 2 to 3 tourniquets on me. And mainly it's because one's for me and one's for you, because I don't want to burn a tourniquet and then be like, well, now I need it and I don't have one. So normally this one's a cat and this is a soft T wide. This one is just rubber banded in, so you can honestly peel this off real quick. The rubber bands break and then it just expands out, ready to go. Over here as well, this is a flashlight. I have it mainly on the left-hand side because I'm a primary right-handed individual, so if I have to manipulate my handgun or my weapon system, I can easily access my flashlight with my left hand, not my right, because my right is busy. Also, spare magazine for my particular sidearm. And then moving over, this is where my comms go, which is over here. How I have it set up, my radio goes right in there, easy to access. I can pull it out very easily, but it's right there. I can listen to it pretty easily. Behind that, I do have an Israeli bandage, actually in the plastic still, and that's on the internal pouch side of the plate carrier. Just really handy. I do have a lot of medical, you know, certain scenarios occur. Back here is where my ASP rides. Most people will say, hey, you need that more accessible, but honestly, I haven't used my ASP too much. Originally, when I carried a taser every single day, I had that on a belt line, much easier. I do prefer a taser, but I will carry both. I'll do taser and a expandable baton or ASP, depending on how you view the type. And then also another magazine around the back left or the back left side. So getting to the back, I pretty much run slick. There's nothing on here. And the reason for that is because I sit in vehicles a lot. I'm a patrolman majority of my time, so I'm sitting down in a vehicle moving from point A to point B. If I was more of an assaulter or a breacher or something like that, I would have other pouches and stuff on the back. This one's not even that kitted out. Actually, this is another Trident. This is a small, this is a large. I used to run the small, but I'll get into that actually here in a second after I'm done doing this. So moving on to the right side, 2 sets of handcuffs. Of course, I have flex cuffs in the back just in case as my backup. Magazine on the exterior, magazine on the interior, just because we're required to carry those particular things. So I had to do some modifications a little bit to this because this is like I said, a large plate carrier. Here is the identical plate carrier, but as a small. So I fit the small better because of my body size. But the problem is, if you look immediately up, they shrink everything being small. So you have less space, less molly room. There's only 1 strip of molly across here, and it shrinks it a lot. This has 2 strips on the center. Also, you gain a couple extras in the back and on the sides. So I would prefer to carry this around, but honestly, I have the gear that I need, and this gets a little bit cramped. So I went to a larger one. Also, these are small plates too, small level 4 plates. I run mediums mainly just because the smalls are a little bit too small for me. They can, kind of sneak in rounds and whatnot to the side. Mediums are a little bit bigger, but the larges for my body type aren't necessary. It would be literally covering everything. I have less mobility. I've tried them. I don't like to run them like that. So I've also had to modify the straps with zip ties up here because the straps were too big and the plates were too far apart when it sat on me. So I had to bring them together and then just zip tie them. But it doesn't interfere with, the buckle or whatnot, because you can just easily unbuckle this if you need to get out of it. Same with that quick pull tab. So that's pretty much my setup. Well, there actually is one more thing. So on the front side, I run the Pocus IFAC kit. This slips into the plate carrier or where your plates are, and it's easy accessible. Has a lot of items in it that assist you for medical-based reasons. And as you can tell, it is perfectly cut, roughly for a plate to slip in behind it or in front of it. Behind is, kind of the way to go, because if you get engaged, then it's going to go through your particular items that you may need to save your life. So this is my setup. This is my current setup. Like I said, 3 years I've been running this. Just trying to give you a rundown, give you ideas on how I run this kit. And I've ran this kit a lot, so it's not one of those kits that literally stay in the side and just, it's all nice, because it's pretty, beat up and whatnot. My older one, when I did run the small one, I actually tore the top of it because I wore it so much. I just got to re-sew this, re-stitch it back up, and it'll be good to go. Also modified the back on this as well. So if you guys like this kind of stuff and want to see more kind of details on how I particularly set up my gear for my job every single day, definitely hit like, subscribe, comment. Definitely throw some comments in there. What plate carriers do you like running for specific job suits? I'd love to hear from you. I'd like to get some ideas. Maybe I can change some things around to assist me a little bit better. But like I said, if you guys like this, definitely consider donation, PayPal, Patreon if you want to. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm still going to create content regardless. So other than that, I hope you all have a great day.